Hey everybody, Justin here, and I am excited to share a video today of a trivia show that Travis, Bryn, and I did on another channel, SideGame LLC. We highly recommend that you check that channel out. You can find the URL to that channel down in the description below. We do have permission to upload this video for you guys as well. Mackenzie did a fantastic job making this trivia show that put Travis, Bryn, and I together. Put Travis, Bryn, and I against one another. We're normally together, but this time we became enemies and we're battling out with some awesome Arkham Horror, the card game trivia. So if you want to see more of this content, I highly suggest you go to the channel, you subscribe to their channel, you go to the video, the original video, which we link down in the description as well, like that video and comment on both this and that video saying, hey, we want to see these guys back. We want to see more Arkham Horror, the card game trivia, because honestly, we had a great time, and we would love to do it again. And if you guys want to see it, we would love to do it. But most importantly, let SideGame LLC know, because they make some fantastic content on their channel. Check it out. And right now in the comments below, I want you to predict who the heck is gonna win. Who's gonna win between me, Travis, and Bryn in this ultimate Arkham Horror, the card game trivia show?
Howdy, this is Mackenzie Franklin from SideGame LLC here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And today is a very special episode of, I don't know what to call this, Side Conversations with really awesome special guests playing board games. Streaming in with us today, we have Justin, Travis, and Bryn. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Well, I'm Justin from Playing Board Games. We make a lot of content, but we also make a lot of Arkham Horror, the card game content. It's kind of like what our channel is now. I actually recently just changed the channel to release an Arkham Horror video every day on our channel, which you can find at youtube.com/playingboardgames. I also stream on the internet on twitch.tv/playingboardgames. Travis and Bryn we're too busy making Arkham stuff. They don't join for that. But if you like board games, honestly, both of our channels are good for you. And I'm excited to hopefully beat Travis and Bryn today in some trivia.
Excellent. Travis, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Travis, also from Playing Board Games. Leave most of the promotion stuff to Justin. That's kind of his thing, especially with the streaming stuff. But yeah, I just write a bunch of the Arkham Horror content for him and show up and have a good time.
Awesome. It's great to have you. And Bryn, featuring as William Yorick himself.
I'm Bryn. Believe it or not, I'm also from Playing Board Games. I kind of just show up and talk about Arkham Horror, the card game, when Justin asks me to.
Fantastic. Well, it's great to have you. Now, today we are doing a very special video, something new into the channel. This is a trivia challenge, specifically around Arkham Horror, the card game. Fantastic LCG put out by Fantasy Flight that is just full of content, something you can really dive into and invest in. And these three have invested the last couple of years into this game and have created some incredible content. So please make sure you go check them out. They're fantastic. And before we start, Chain Dreamer here says that picture is pretty accurate for Bryn, and I gotta agree with him there. But let's go ahead and jump right into this. So this competition today is going to be trivia based. And what that means is we've got some rules to follow. And you who are watching, or if you're watching after the fact, you can join along as well. So first off, each player is going to get points based on how quickly they answer the question, and if they do it without additional help. So you're going to have 15 seconds to answer without multiple choice. And then if you haven't come up with an answer yet, you'll have another 15 seconds to answer with multiple choice. After that, I'll reveal the answer and we can talk about what we picked. If you got it correct on the first try, 2 points. If you got it correct on the second try, 1 point. And whoever has the most points at the end of these 8 questions is the winner. And the rules make sense, everybody?
Where do we put our answers in this 15 seconds?
So you'll just record them on the side. I'll have you say them verbally once the 30 seconds is up.
Now I will get a pad of paper.
Okay. All right. Any other questions before we begin? Sweet. So let's get started. I've got 15 seconds on the timer here. And let's begin. Oh, sorry. 1 second. Let me turn the sound off. All right. Are you ready? So let's go ahead and jump to the first question. Now, I'm not going to start the timer yet, but all of our stats are going to be from Board Game Geek as well as Arkham DB. So those are where we're drawing most of the information, okay? So this is based on Board Game Geek stats, which deluxe expansion is the highest rated, and that's at this current time. If it does not have a rating, it does not count. And this is only the deluxe expansion, so those 6 you see there. All right, and now we'll go ahead and go to the multiple choice.
Okay, good. Mine's on there. This is a good first step. Good first step.
All right, we've got about 5 seconds. And that's our time. So really quick, let's go ahead. I'm just going to go down the line here. We'll start with Justin. Justin, which deluxe expansion did you think was the highest rated?
Okay, so I went with my bias, which I think is the best one, because generally, universally, everything you see online, people more often than not say Path to Carcosa is the best expansion. So that was my vote. I was also thinking, though, Dream Eaters is also really good. And the Dunwich Legacy is the first one, so it has the chance of having, like, the most votes, but that could also skew it negative. Forgotten Age is Forgotten Age, Circle Undone. Yeah, don't, you know, so Path to Carcosa was my guess for this one.
These great ideas. Travis, what about you?
I voted for the Dunwich Legacy. I did think of the Path to Carcosa and the Dream Eaters as well, as they are the most fun campaigns, but I'm not sure about whether the deluxe expansion itself would be highly rated. The Dream Eaters, I thought people might not like that there are a lot of like niche investigators and cards, and that the campaign splits into two. And the Path to Carcosa and the Dunwich Legacy was pretty close, but I ended up going with the Dunwich Legacy because it was the first one, and I think that players really, really like the Dunwich investigators in particular.
Yeah,
I think that's a big selling point for the deluxes.
yeah,
Great guess. And Bryn, what did you think?
So I'm going to preface this by saying that I enjoy the game being stupid hard. And I like the Forgotten Age a lot, but I don't think other people do. So I've also gone with the Path to Carcosa.
Wow. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the results here. Right now, everybody's at 0 points flat. Oh, no. So the actual highest rated deluxe expansion is going to be the Innsmouth Conspiracy. Now, this is probably has to do with recency bias, with people getting it, being really excited to play it. If you got this expansion, you probably loved the game for a long time, so you're probably rating it high. But the Innsmouth Conspiracy is right now sitting around a 9, 8.6, around there.
Wow,
So
it makes sense,
go ahead.
too, because it's kind of like the inverse of the Dunwich Legacy conundrum I had, where that would have the most votes, so like it's skewed down. This would have the least votes, so it probably would make sense that it would skew up, because then the only people who are voting on this game are people who are enfranchised in it. So really, I'm mad at myself.
Now, Path to Carcosa was a very close second. So it was maybe by like 1 or 2 points. So it was very, very close. We have some people in the comments here. Chain Dreamer totally agrees with you. Bryn, Forgotten Age is amazing. And we have Koro BGG, who didn't expect it. So kind of honestly caught me by surprise as well. And Joe was...
I feel like we got conned.
I prefaced it before. It's all based on BGG stats, right? And if you didn't like that...
we haven't played it yet.
Yeah,
so we don't know how
we
good it
actually
is.
This one doesn't even exist for us. We're like, what do you mean fish people in Innsmouth? We have no idea what you're talking about. We're too busy rerunning the Forgotten Age again.
Now, this should just make you more excited to jump in.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts before we move on?
I mean, I've heard it's good. I'm very excited to play it. There was a thread recently on the Arkham Horror subreddit where it was like, Innsmouth Conspiracy is the best one, like one of the best. And I'm like, a lot of people speak in hyperbole, myself included, but I'm optimistic and I'm hopeful. I love, Innsmouth has always been one of my favorite flavors. And I don't think it's a spoiler alert because it's called The Lair of Dagon, but like Dagon was the first Lovecraft short story I read, and it's always had a special place for me. So I'm very excited to try it out.
Excellent. Yeah,
I'm also pretty pumped for it because I think that they put a lot of special work into this one with how beloved the Innsmouth setting is by a lot of the Lovecraftian authors. Lovecraft himself and August Derleth in particular just loved the Shadow over Innsmouth and sticking relevant parts of their stories there.
Yeah, Innsmouth is one of my favorite stories by Lovecraft, so I'm a big fan of this one. I like it a lot. Bryn, anything else before we move on?
I'm just excited to play new Arkham Horror content.
Yes.
It's been actually like a year.
Yes.
So
All right, so let's go ahead and move to question number 2. 15 seconds as soon as I finish talking. Which Arkham Horror, the card game content as a whole, is rated the lowest? And this is using Board Game Geek stats. Got about 5 seconds, then we'll go to the multiple choice. Now remember, you don't have to guess right away. And that's time. Here are the multiple choice. We've got the Jenny Barnes promo cards. We have the Curse of Rougarou scenario pack, the All or Nothing Challenge scenario, or the Labyrinths of Lunacy scenario pack. Heart of the Elders did not make it, Koro BGG. And that's time. So I appreciate it. That's a pretty good shout out. But no, did not quite make it. All right. So what do we think?
All right. I had one logged in before I saw everything. So then when I saw it on there, I was like, okay, this is the one I'm going with. I think it's Labyrinths of Lunacy is mine. Because I'm just like, you don't really get, like, unless you were there when everyone was playing it around a table, multiple tables, you don't really get, like, the game. You get, like, this not great Saw scenario with this awful antagonist at the end. You're just like, really? This is the guy doing it? So, to me, I think, there's still that All or Nothing one, too, which is probably, like, a good guess, too. But I think I'm locking in on Labyrinths of Lunacy.
All right. Travis, what do you think?
My first instinct was also to Labyrinths of Lunacy when you said which is rated the lowest, or one of the novels, because I thought people would be salty about not being able to get them. But I ended up going with Labyrinths of Lunacy because it also had like some distribution issues, but it's also kind of bad.
And then Bryn, final thoughts? What do we think here?
My gut was Curse of the Rougarou, and I'm going to stick with it.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. And we have some people in the comments. We have Jenny Barnes promo from Joe. All right, let's see which of you are correct. And let's go ahead and first we'll show off the current ratings. You're all still at 0. So this one is actually going to be All or Nothing. All or Nothing challenge scenario. Have you played this?
This is the
print and play for skids.
Yeah,
print and play for the skids alternate side. It can be a solo scenario or something bigger. It's garbage. This is probably the worst experience. Like, you print it. You're like, yeah, I've done all this work. I printed it. This is great. You set it up and you're like, this is actually awful. I couldn't believe it. All you're doing is you are gambling, but in the world of Arkham, gambling's like pull a token, get some resources, and that's it. I can't say more than that. It doesn't feel like Arkham Horror, the card game. There's no overarching story. It's just real bad, and so you gotta use skids.
It's like the worst part of the House Always Wins. Just that one location is like the whole thing.
And the worst part is they use those location cards in the scenario. So it's just like, it's not good. Chain Dreamer agrees. It's harsh. It's the truth, man.
I've actually recently did a play test with Parallel Skids, and he seems pretty fun. More than regular Skids. I do like him more after trying him out. But that doesn't sound great. And I should have trusted my gut and switched to All or Nothing when I saw it, because I was like, it's got to be a print and play. It's got to be a print and play, but I just hate that stupid Saw scenario.
Now, Koro BGG, he does say that the worst scenario is the Circle Undone Prelude, which I agree. That one's just really boring. It's tedious to set up, but it's part of that whole package. Yeah. So it's not a single scenario, but that's a very good idea, Koro BGG. Any ideas? Anything else you want to add, Travis or Bryn, before we move on? Yeah, don't play this one. It's pretty awful. That's what I want to add. It's garbage. Don't do it.
I would believe that of any of the print and play scenarios, really.
Yeah, it's the print and play stuff. Like, unless they print it, I probably won't ever play it in paper.
If it was good, they'd sell it.
Yeah,
you are not wrong. Yep. The only reason I got them was I found somebody that had pre-printed them for me, so it's like on actual card stock. So I was like, okay, cool. It's low effort.
Yeah.
We'll
If
try
someone
it
did
out.
it for me, I'd also do it. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
nope, don't do it. It's awful. Next, question number 3. Which card has the most expensive resource cost? Which card has the most expensive resource cost?
Didn't
Now,
we
this does
just-
include XP and non-XP versions of cards.
We just talked about this card yesterday, didn't we?
Locked in.
Nice. All right, get some positive points. And now we go to the multiple choice with 15 seconds. Oh, I'm excited. Yay. And we got about 5 more seconds left. And that's time. So this time I'm going to go reverse. Bryn, tell me what you think.
Okay, I did not have an answer recorded because I couldn't remember what the card was called because it is yellow, I think. So I believe it's extensive research.
Okay. And then Travis, what do you think?
Yeah, it's like the level 0 version of extensive research.
And then Justin?
Yeah.
Now, did you guys, so Travis and Justin, did you have it before that multiple
Yes,
choice?
yeah, I had mine before.
And you are totally correct. It is extensive research.
We literally just recorded a video yesterday ranking all of the Seeker events. So great timing on that question.
Oh man. Okay. I thought it'd be good. It might hit some people at home that are watching. So.
Oh yeah, it's one of those. I mean, like also like we have that advantage where we talk about this game every week.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a good question too, because my first instinct was like, oh yeah, Lodge decks. Lodge decks cost 10. I've been playing Preston a lot. I've been building a Preston deck. Then I'm like, no. There's one that costs 12 because we just talked about it.
And that was the goal, to maybe trip you up on Lodge Dads.
How much does Stygian Eye cost?
It's cost 10 as well.
10.
Whoa. That's so expensive.
Yep. And it's interesting. The XP version of this is just a little bit cheaper, which is weird, but sure.
Yeah, it costs 10. And yeah,
it's much better. We were talking about that yesterday too. It's worth it.
You need 2 less cards in your hand to play it.
Yeah,
for
that
a reasonable
real
cost.
good. All right, let's go ahead and jump to number 4. So number 4 is, how many player cards are worth victory points?
You're only giving us 15 seconds for this one, huh?
Oh, but I got no, Travis, I already got it right here.
You just need a number, just a number.
I got it. Boom. I don't got it.
If you know it, you know it. It's real easy. And then here is the multiple choice.
60.
Amazing.
That's why I didn't think you need that much time.
Huh. Actually, I have no idea.
And that is time
on my piece of paper.
All right.
I thought it was, no, I didn't see the player card part, so I was like, how many cards are with victory points? 73. Easy.
Oh boy. All right. So this time we'll go with Travis first. What do you think?
I have 2 written down. There's Delve Too Deep has victory printed on it, and Bury Them Deep technically has victory printed on it as well.
Okay. And then Bryn, what about you?
I've also got 2 along the same reasoning. Those were the 2 I could think of.
And Justin?
2.
You guys are all correct. Same thing with everybody else in the comments here. 2 is correct. So there are a couple of cards that go in the victory display, but aren't actually worth victory points. There's the rogue card that could be trip up maybe, but yes, just the 2. Delve Too Deep and Bury Them Deep. But I like this victory mechanic. I think it's really cool. I wish more cards would play with it.
Yeah, I think that's something that I've said a lot too. I love Delve Too Deep. I understand why they don't do it more, but I have fond memories of Travis delving too deep a bit too early and us learning that we got to wait till the end to do it next time.
And how many of you had this before the multiple choice?
I had 73, so not.
Oh yeah, no, I had 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice. Travis taking the lead here, and then Bryn and Justin tied at 3 and 3. Now, this is a card, Delve Too Deep, I'll talk about specifically. My wife hates that card. I always play it in any deck that I can. And whenever I play it, she gets so mad because she's like, this isn't how to play the game. It's really funny, but I'm just talking about, think of all the cool stuff we could buy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's one of
Oh,
the cards I
boy.
avoid playing with my family when I play with them because I don't think they'd appreciate the value of it. They would just be mad. They're like, "Why are you making the game harder?" I'm like, "But I'm not."
Oh boy, good stuff. All right, let's go ahead and jump to number 5. All right, which investigator class has the most ally assets, including the XP versions? Which of these 5 classes? I'll give you a hint, it's not neutral. Got about 5 seconds, then we'll go to the multiple choice. All right, multiple choice time. Doesn't really narrow it down that much, but
It's
my
not
God.
purple.
Yeah, not Mystic.
oh boy. And that's time. So we've got our answers locked in. For this time, we're going to start off with the audience. So we've got Chain Dreamer. He says Seeker is my guess. And then we'll go Justin. What do you think?
Yeah, Seeker was my guess too. They have a lot of like dudes that I don't even know exist. I see the card and I'm like, what does this guy do? So Seeker is my guess. I locked in the first 15, so I want those 2 points.
Chris Young also says gut reaction Seeker, and Joe Ballack says Leo Anderson knows the answer.
Yeah.
All right, Travis, what do you think?
I also all in on Seeker initially for pretty much the same reasons as like Justin. They got a bunch of piddly allies. A lot of those Miskatonic ones.
Mm-hmm. And then Bryn, what do you think?
I have yellow written on my paper, so I'm going to stick with it. We'll say Seeker.
So this one, yeah, go ahead, Bryn.
It could very easily be Guardian, and Leo Anderson could be right, but he would be too slow to lock in his answer. So,
so this one I thought was really funny because with allies, a lot of times you're going to go to like the real good ones and probably ignore the ones that just don't get played. And this one I think is to the max. It's actually Survivor.
That was
What?
I know you've only got eyes for Peter, but I mean, he's blinding you to all the other potential opportunities that exist in the Survivor.
Yeah, that's what my first gut said. I said it has to be Survivor because they have On Your Own, and that card would not exist unless like they had a lot of allies. Oh, I'm so mad at myself.
One that really pushed them over the edge was Miss Doyle, because Miss Doyle's a chunk of 4 different allies, so that also kind of pushed it over a little bit too. Because they're all named different cards, but they're all bonded, so it's a little bit different there.
That feels a little bit like.
If it makes you feel better, they were higher by at least 5 over the other classes.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not that crazy.
yeah, I guess they got all kinds of stray cats. And garbage. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Red only actually has like 3 allies or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
they do. They have
Peter,
Pete
they got Miss
Sylvester,
Doyle.
Grandma, and then of course
Yeah, the 2
everyone's staple
grandmas, 4,
Aquanaut,
sorry.
right?
Yep, Chain Dreamer says there's 4 cats. Yes, there are. They all come in a chunk. So I'll show off those scores again. We're sitting at 3, 3, and 4.
Hurts.
All right, next question. How many 2-handed weapons does the Guardians class have? And this does include XP cards. This one, I think, is one of the harder questions. About 5 seconds. And we'll move on. Here is the multiple choice.
Oh my God. I am way off on my guess.
Yeah, that feels pretty bad. Numbers come up and your guess isn't any of them. You're like, What I missed?
And that's time. All right. So, woo-wee. Joe Ballack says, yep, 8 is the lowest. That is correct. So, Guardians, there are chock full of weapons. So, this time I'll start with you, Travis. What do you think?
Well, my initial count gave me 7. And I feel like I missed a couple, but not that many. So I'm going to go with option 2, 10 2-handed weapons.
Okay. And Bryn, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with option 1, 8, because I counted 7, and I'm pretty sure that as soon as the numbers came up, I knew which one I'd missed.
All right, and Justin?
I counted 5. So then I'm going to go with the closest, which is 8.
Okay. All right. So there are actually. Oh, snap. I didn't write this down. Well, there's like 12 or 14. So it's one of those two. I forget. But it wasn't 8 or 10. So I can guarantee that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but there's at least 12 or 14. I might give. Do you guys want a pity point? Because I forgot to write this down.
I need to just because I hate guns.
My first guess was on the list. I don't deserve anything, man.
What? This is blowing my mind. I had no idea there were that many.
Yeah. I feel like an idiot. I remember the Springfield, but not the shotgun.
Did you only remember the Springfield because Bryn is using it in the Hell Run right now?
Yeah. I remember the Springfield. I remember the bar. I remember the two circle and done ones.
Yeah, no, I forgot about the machine gun because that weapon is entirely forgettable.
Yeah, because I had the flamethrower, shotgun, lightning gun, the upgraded 45, and then what was my 5th? I don't even remember what my 5th was.
Yeah.
Oh no, I probably had
flamethrower?
4 and then said there's got to be one more.
Yeah, the one that I thought I'd forgotten was the Winchester.
The Winchester, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
because that's a two-handed weapon.
I actually got this incorrect. There are 10 guns.
Travis.
So Travis, you are correct. There are 10. So I'm going to list them off for you. There's the 35 Winchester, the 45 Thompson, the upgraded 45 Thompson, the boxing gloves, the upgraded boxing gloves, the Holy Spear, the lightning gun, the M1918 bar, the shotgun, and the Springfield M1903.
Wow.
So those
That makes
are
me
our
feel better.
10. Nice.
The cards I missed were like the shotgun and the 2 weapons I've never played with. So
But you still got it somehow. We'll take it.
yeah, I
I
can
completely forgot that boxing gloves are a weapon that takes up 2 hands. To me, it's just a necklace that Nathaniel Cho wears.
And Travis, was that with or without multiple choice?
That was with multiple choice, absolutely. I counted 7 on my first one.
So here we are. This is our current score. Travis taking the lead. Woo!
I had the lead before, thank you.
Springfield shouldn't count. It sucks. That's true.
Can confirm.
All right, don't mean to discredit. Awesome. Sweet. Cool. Let's go ahead and move on to the next question. Next question, all about mystics. Which trait is the most common of all mystic investigators? And traits are things like criminal, as you can see on this example here. Skids O'Toole's not a mystic.
Not for lack of trying, though.
He'd have you believe otherwise. And now we'll go to the multiple choice.
Okay. All right. Well, my guess was on here, so I'm going to just lock in on that one.
About 5 seconds left. And that is time. So this time, Bryn, I'll have you start us off.
Well, I don't play with purple cards very often. And when the question was put up, I was like, what the hell are Luke Robinson's traits? Pajama guy is not a trait.
He's a drifter, Bryn.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with option 4, sorcerer.
Okay. Next, Justin.
All right. So now I'm locking in on sorcerer, but I'm going to get the rug pulled out under me again, and it's going to be clairvoyant because I can now think of 2 clairvoyants, but I can only think of 1 sorcerer unless Akachi is also a sorcerer. But I'm going to lock in on...
Okay. Travis, your face killed me.
Sorcerer.
All right. And Travis, give us some knowledge.
I'm pretty sure it's performer.
Ooh. Yeah, because there's...
You got Marie Lambeau.
Mm-hmm.
And you got Jim Culver's 2 at least.
No, Jim Culver!
And also Magic Man, whose name I still can't remember, is also a performer, I believe. Dexter Drake in addition.
Are you ready?
Yes, Travis.
So the actual most common is going to be sorcerer.
Thank God.
Mm-hmm. Nice job, Justin. Justin, did you do it with or without multiple choice?
I did it without.
Okay. So this is nice. Good job. So this is, yep, it's definitely the most common. There are so many sorcerers. Basically anybody that you can think of that isn't a performer, or some of the performers even are sorcerers as well.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
What's Dexter Drake? I'm curious. Let's find out.
Let me update the scores. All right. So we have 5 for Justin, 5 for Travis, and 3 for
I think
Bryn.
Bryn also got sorcerer before.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, Dexter Drake isn't even a performer. He's a sorcerer and a veteran.
What do you mean he's not a performer?
No,
He's
he's
not performing magic. He's doing magic. There's a big difference.
Yeah. It's like a core part of his identity. Like his
Yeah, but he's
lore is
still a
that
magician. People pay to watch him.
his lore is that like he's a soldier and he finds some occult scraps and he comes back and he's like, check it out, real magic.
That's
He's not.
Yeah, but he still makes
there's
money
no-
performing it.
There's no prestidigitation involved. He's not trying to trick you into believing that he's doing magic. He's just doing magic.
Marie Lambeau
Yeah, but
is
he's still
also
showing
a
it off. He's
sorcerer.
performing it for people. It's not like Agnes, who's like, I work a day job and then I'm a witch at night or whatever.
I mean, I agree. He should be a performer. He's performing magic, but
And Bryn, was that with or without multiple
Oh,
choice?
that was with multiple choice. I had no idea what traits purple investigators even have.
So here is the official updated scoreboard. Here we are.
well, so
All right. Still pretty close. This is good stuff. And we had some people agreeing with you, Travis. They also thought it would have been performers. Some people thinking drifter. But nope, it's the go-to sorcerer.
Mhm.
Let's go next question. Now, this is the last question, and this is the big one. Your job is to name as many investigators as you can that do not appear in the card game that are from the Arkham Files universe. You can score multiple points here. So it's 1 point per 3 you can name, and an extra point if you get all of them. I'm going to increase the time on this one. So because, yeah, no worries. because there is no multiple choice, obviously. So as I'll give you about 45 seconds to list as many as you can think of. Think of it as Boggle, but with people you're familiar with. Sweet. All right.
I'm so bad at the names.
And it's fine if you just do first names as long as you know who you're talking about specifically. So you don't need the whole name. We'll have the first and last name listed on the slide after this.
That's his name. I remember by acting the person out.
Oh, this will be entertaining. Well, show us, Justin.
Did everyone get the right name down first, though? That's the question. What is his freaking name?
So we got about 10 seconds left. And that is time. So pencils down. All right. Are you ready? So right off the bat, I'm just going to show off the names of everybody that doesn't appear, and I want you to confirm that yours are on the list. So let's take a look here. So here are the 14 investigators that are not in the game currently.
Give me 1 point and I'll go home.
I got someone's. So what are your thoughts on their subtext? Is that worth anything? Like their. If not, that's okay.
I don't know. I honestly didn't think about it. So I think if you know part of their name, it's fine.
Okay.
What do you think, Travis, Bryn? You want to give it to him if he has the subtext?
Like their title?
If they have,
Yeah.
if Justin just has doctor, does he?
No,
get
no, it's not. I
instantly?
specifically have the handyman, which is a bit more specific. If it was just doctor, I would have been like, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, we should go with that because then I get an extra point too.
Okay. If you want to do that, Bryn's got to be on board too. Okay. So Travis, you got 6 correct then? At least 6? Yeah. Awesome. What were your 6 that you were able to nail?
I got Charlie Kane, Bob Jenkins, Vincent Lee by name, and then I got the gangster, the martial artist, and the lawyer.
Nice. And Bryn, how'd you do on this one?
So I got Wilson Richards, Charlie Kane, Daryl Simmons, Monterey Jack, Bob Jenkins, and Michael McGlenn.
Nice. How many is that total?
That is 6 in total.
Nice. That gets you 2 points as well. And then Justin?
I got Charlie Kane, of course, Hank Sampson, Agatha Crane, Lily Chen, Bob Jenkins, Vincent Lee, Michael McGlenn, George Barnaby, and then the handyman.
All right, so that's 9 for 3 points. Oh my gosh. So one in our comments, we only had one person that could name just Michael.
That's
McGlynn,
this guy.
He's on there. You must have inspired him. But as a whole, our winner of our trivia challenge is Justin with 8 points, getting 9 in that final question.
This guy.
You know, they said they weren't going to let me win because it's my birthday, but I think they came through. This is the best birthday present I could have asked for.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It's a pleasure to be involved with any content with the Playing Board Games channel. You guys do some great Arkham Horror work, and I'm just really pleased to be involved with this. And it was great having you here. So thank you so much for being here. Anything you want to add before we close our stream up today?
This was a great time. I'd do it again. I think it was a fun little competition and flexed my brain in a way that I never think in this game, because I'm never now I'm gonna like look at every detail. I'm like, all right, what's this person's trait? I need to write this down and log this in my mental space. How many allies does a survivor have? I need to know this.
That's amazing.
Justin.
Yeah.
What are you going to shove out of your brain for this? That's the real question.
Oh, probably just how to eat and breathe, you know, unnecessary stuff.
Yeah. Ideally the DuckTales theme.
Yeah. Oh, Bryn!
I would like to replace that with literally anything.
Yeah.
Anything else before we close up? And then Koro BGG says, loved it. Thanks. I'm really happy that you enjoyed. It was great to have the interaction with the chat. Loved having everybody here. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Side Game Strong. See ya.